Welcome to BlackSciFiTV, where we do our best to inspire your imagination. I'm Maurice Waters, and today we're going to be showing you highlights from the 3rd annual KhemFest at the Central High School in Newark, New Jersey. The KhemFest is a comic book convention that uses comic books to emphasize youth literacy and STEM. We'll be talking to Naseed Gifted, who's the organizer of the KhemFest. Check it out. Welcome to BlackSciFiTV, Naseed. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Hello everybody, peace. My name is Naseed Gifted. I am an educator, creator, writer of a comic book series called PD Soldier, which is a sci-fi, black sci-fi comic book series. Also, I am the founder of a comic book festival called KhemFest.
And that's where we are actually today in Newark, New Jersey. Not only are you a comic book creator, but you're also the vice principal of the school where the KhemFest is in Newark, New Jersey.
Yes, I am. I'm a vice principal over positive student management, and I also am the lead over the pre-engineering academy, where we focus on creativity. So, as one of our projects and community events, that's how the birth of the KhemFest came out of that.
Mm-hmm. And so, can you explain the name KhemFest? Where did that come from?
Well, KhemFest is actually short for Kemet, and Kemet, of course, is ancient Egypt. So we wanted to identify with our ancient Egyptian ancestors and everything, and also focus on promoting literacy through the use of sequential art or comic book media. So that's where the whole KhemFest came from. And then being that I have a relentless focus on STEM, we actually have a nice STEM focus where we are looking at career readiness with all of the different activities and panels that we're doing here. So if a kid is interested in comics, we can look at how that could be a career path for them also.
And that's interesting you say that, because I think about as a kid for myself, when I was reading comic books, I really literally had an encyclopedia dictionary next to me all the time, because I didn't know what a mutant was, or what Polaris was, or any of those things. Can you talk a little bit about, as an educator, what are some of the cross lines between comic books and science, like science fiction and sci-fi?
Oh yeah, well basically we got to go back to how you actually even learn words and everything. You learn words through images. It's not until middle school and everything that we take the images away and stuff becomes more abstract. So then more people have, or more students and adults have a more difficulty understanding the material because they can't develop the mental model. So what we look at as far as being able to teach STEM concepts is being able to reintroduce that graphic media so they can make that visual connection and be able to connect with it on a different level. So now they got the mental picture, now they can associate that, because every word generates an image. And being that we know that's pretty much the essence. And then now we tie that into sci-fi, being able to introduce all of those different science concepts, anything that's futuristic, that they may not be able to conceptualize on their own because they have to have a reference point, So that's where all of this comes in.
And do you see the difference in your students and the parents' reaction to this? Have they been very receptive to this? And do you find that educationally wise, test taking wise, that there's been an improvement since kind of introducing these things to your students?
Well, the one thing that you're able to capture is interest. And once you're able to capture the interest, then you can dive into the content. So that's one of the things. And being that we are differentiating that instruction where it's not just a lecture or anything like that, they can actually see it in a different. It's actually helping the students be able to engage in the material better, which hopefully will result in higher test scores. So that's the the tie into everything that we're looking to do. We actually, me personally myself, I actually work with a group of autism students here where we had them create characters and everything. Now, you know, depending on what level of the spectrum you're on, you know, you may be low cognitive or high. They are able to relate to the medium because now they see the medium other places. So now being that they can connect with it, then when you introduce other things, they don't even know that, you know, like it's becoming content or material that you're trying to, you know, throw in there on the blind side, and they're actually learning a lot of different things. So one of the things that I've noticed is just by introducing it in a different format, where it's not in just a book or it's just not a lecture or a PowerPoint presentation, they can actually interact with the material. And just from the research and the studies that I've been looking at, where students go deeper into the content because they have that mental model, you know, because they want to know more about it. So like you were just saying earlier, when you were reading comics, you had a encyclopedia next to you because you were interested in what these concepts were and you wanted to actually go deeper into it. So now that you have a model that goes along with the words, now you're like, okay, well, you know, you grab my interest. Now the learning goes even further.
This is the third year for the KhemFest.
Yes, it is.
So what's different this year?
Different this year, I would say we streamlined a lot of things. Last year we tried to do various locations all over the building. We did a concentrated marketing effort, so we let the community know. We did a social media campaign to let everyone know about this was coming to town, and really we got a lot of buy-in from the student population, where they actually are producing projects that go along with the festival and everything. So we have some special guests, including BlackSciFi that comes here and support us every year. Shout out to BlackSciFi, you know. And we have these panelists this year. Generally, we were just focused on the creators. Now we have panelists, which are guests, those individuals who played or were in front of the camera or behind the camera in Luke Cage. So we have a whole little thing with Luke Cage, where we're looking at not just even in front of the camera, but we're looking at the career opportunities behind the camera. So when you see the credits roll on a movie, on a film, or a TV series, those are all opportunities that our young people don't know about. And we're gonna have individuals here today talking about those things and how you can actually get involved, you know, or be a part in that industry.
Can you tell us a little bit about PB Soldier, your comic book?
Oh, yeah. Awesome. PB Soldier is set in the near future, where we live in a world where everyone is considered a terrorist. PB Soldier is one of the world's top hackers in this world and has just been labeled a terror threat, the top terror threat. And because of that, he has to go work off the books and go underground, work off the books for the newly formed world government called the Establishment. As he is getting trained to be an assassin for the Establishment, he sees visions of a life that's not of his own. And where the story pretty much takes off from is where he's getting these visions as his real time. He's seeing a past that he's not really sure of. So as he's learning who he is, he's actually making decisions to, you know, hopefully break the cycle that's been going on in his family generation after generation. So that's where the whole story kind of takes off from. We've been getting a lot of buzz going with the comic book series we've been going since 2012, and we just did a successful Kickstarter last year, and we're just getting that book out to everyone, hopefully mid-April. So those individuals who are watching this and wondering where their Kickstarter stuff is, I sent all the digital stuff, but the actual print copy will actually be coming in mid-April.
Okay, and also, you know, I have to ask about what you have on, if you can talk a little bit about that costume you have on.
Oh man, well, this is inspired by just my research as being an engineer, right? So engineers are problem solvers, so I go to the original problem solver, which is Emotep. So I'm representing Emotep today. And being that this is KhemFest, you know, I wanted to make the connection because Emotep was the first scholar, architect, engineer who was the engineer on the pyramids of Goza. The pyramids of Goza. So the step pyramids, he was the engineer that actually put the plans together for that, as well as he performed medicine. This is before there were even titles as engineers or doctor or anything. He was just like all of these all wrapped into one, and you know, and he existed 3,000 years before the birth of Christ, supposedly.
Awesome, that's amazing. Okay, so if anyone wants to find out more information about KhemFest or your book or any other things you're doing, can you give us your your information?
Yes, for KhemFest, you can go to KhemFest.com. That's KhemFest.com. That's KhemFest for Instagram, Twitter, any of the other social media handles. For the comic book series, it's PB Soldier, which is www.pbsoldier.com, and all of the social media handles is at PB Soldier. So it's at PB Soldier. And you can find all the information that you need there. And my name is Naseed Gifted. I thank you for having me. And this is like a connection that we've been working on for a couple of years now. And I'm honored that you were able to make it out to the third annual KhemFest.
Oh yeah, and we'll be at everyone after this too.
Okay.
All right, thanks for being on Black Sci-Fi TV.
Thank you.
All
Appreciate
right.
it. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Black Sci-Fi TV. I'm your host, Maurice Waters, and I'll see you next month.